Hi my friends, it has been a while since we did a palette bingo, so I thought it could be fun to do one today. I have my massive Sydney Grace palette that has loads and loads of singles, so I thought it could be fun to look at some of those. Excuse me. So inside I have quite a few. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 by 5, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 eyeshadows in there. So they're of varying colours, hues, whatever it is you want to say, and essentially I just thought they could be a fun way to, well, do an eyeshadow bingo or an eye palette bingo, because we would be fairly likely to get something a little bit unusual from them. So if we have 54, I'm going to use my random number generator that you can get from Google search. So you can see there it's just like that. So I'm going to put in my minimum is 1 and my maximum is 54, and then I've put down generate and it has said 41. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, so 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Okay, so 41 is quite a neutral colour. It is the shade Laughter. So I'm just going to, and I believe that's from the Raspberry Kiss bundle, which I did a little review on. So I'm just going to take a swatch of that and I'm going to put that over there so I know that I'm using it. So this is what it looks like. Quite pinky. So there we go. I think if I take 5 shades, 5, that should be okay. Now I'm going to go and hit generate again. Oh, 40. Okay. Strange. There we go. So 40 is a sort of a lilac-y shade. It is called Regal. So that is what we're going into as well, apparently. Fair enough. So that's the 2 shades together. This should be odd. I have some duochromes in there as well, so you never know, a few of those could get chosen. So I'm going to click it again. If I get it to click. And we've got 13. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have this shade here, which is called Marmalade. So let's try that one. It's a kind of a shimmery tone. It's very orange, I think we can all agree. So 2 more shades to go. Let's see what we're going to get this time, and if me hitting it will actually make it work. Oh, 25. Okay, so we have 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. So it is this shade here, Four Winds, which is a sort of a purple. At least we're getting something a little bit more interesting these days with this. I mean, it's purple and orange, so that's quite strange. And this is quite a blacky colour. So 1 more to go. Let's see what we're getting. 15. Is that what we'd had already? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, okay. So we have a yellow this time, and it is called Geese A-Layin'. I think it was part of their Christmas one. So it's a strange consistency. And I'm just going to put it here. So that's the colour story. Let's see what I managed to make out of that. I am back, so I figure what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little MAC pencil brush type thing. It is the 219 SE, and I think it came as part of like a set. Still have all the colours on my arm. Maybe I should wipe those off. Fairly pigmented because they're staining, so that gives you an idea of Sydney Grace and what they're like. My hair is a bit all over the place, so you know, forgive me, but we'll get straight into it. So I think the first one I'm going to go into was actually the one that was initially pulled out, was the shade Laughter. So I'm just going to pack it along here. So that is the first shade down. I'm going to use the exact same brush again because I'm going to use the shade Ghislaine. So it's this yellow, and I'm going to put it on top of that. What is wrong with my words today? I'm a bit all over the place, but sure, look. Isn't that it, like? So the next thing I'm going to do, now that I've kind of packed on that bit of colour, I'm going to use a brush to try and blend it out a little bit. So I'm using this Morphe brush. It doesn't have a code or anything to it, but you can see it's quite good for blending because it has kind of that fluffiness. I don't know why that in my mind means fluffiness, but there you go. So I'm just going to, it's a completely clean brush. I haven't taken any shadow onto it, and I'm just going to just kind of run over it. And just try and get the two to mesh. I'm aware I keep going off camera there, I'm sorry. I will get used to this setup at some point. I don't know when, but I will. And I'm just trying to swirl it in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that shade Laughter again. So it's this one. I don't really know how to describe it as a shade. It's sort of peachy. It's strange, it's unusual. And I've just taken a little bit of it, but there is a bit of kick up in the pan, so you know. And I'm just gonna pack it on again using this brush now, because I'm hoping to blend it out a little bit more with that yellow, which is Ghislaine, which is quite a good shade name. It's quite whimsical. I like a bit of whimsy. And then just kind of swishing back and forth and kind of circular motions to try and get the two to be friends, essentially. Strange, this is definitely turning more neutral than I'd have thought, considering it's my own kind of collection of singles, so it's curated to be quite colourful. But sure, look. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Marmalade, which is this really bright orange, and I'm going to go in with a, yeah, like a little sort of a, who knows what it is I'm doing. Going in with a Morphe brush. It's basically like a flat shader, but again, there's no name on it, so I'm going with it. So I'm taking that shade, but I'm also going to spritz it with some setting spray, just to kind of get it to, there we go, spritz to hopefully perform a smidgen better. So let's get to it. I want to put it onto the inner corner. So just kind of packing it. It does seem to take a bit for it to kind of show up. It might be one of those ones that performs better via finger, like just applying it with finger. I don't particularly feel like doing that today. I'm just gonna go into it again, try and pick up some more, smash it in there. That looks fairly presentable. And I'm bringing it to sort of where I have my crease. I'm not doing the full eye with it, just the inner half of the eye, if that makes sense. Yeah, that'll do. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Four Winds. So it's this really quite vibrant purple. And I'm going to again use the same brush that I used before and go into that, but this time I'm packing it onto the outer corner rather than the inner corner. Because it wouldn't make sense to pack it on the inner corner when there's already colour there, she said, stating the obvious. So I'm just sort of packing it on. I am getting a bit of fallout with that. This is a weird looking eye look. But sure, look, we've gotten this far. It's more blue than purple. But like, could be worse. Again, just kind of packing it on. Don't worry, I will get rid of all of these lines, like these are really quite harsh lines. So if you're thinking that this is looking very harsh, you are correct. Well done. So I'm just going to take a Morphe brush. Again, there's no code on this, it came as part of a set. I'm going to very lightly dust around to see where the two meet with no product on, just to get the two to kind of blend in together a little bit more. So applying no pressure. See how that kind of, it disperses them a little bit more gently? Or at least I'm hoping it does. So it should be a little bit softer. Again, very little pressure to apply here. Very, very little. There, so that looks a smidge better. So again, it looks a little bit softer now that I've kind of blended those a little bit more, but that isn't the end. We still have other things that we can do. So I am just going to take my I'm going to take my Sigma taper blending brush, so the E40. It's nice and kind of fluffy, and I'm going to go into that shade Four Winds again with that, and I'm going to put it onto the outer corner of the eye to try and kind of soften that out a little bit more. Let's get into it. I'm just packing it on first, just to have that base, just on the outside. And now for just swirling it to mesh it with what's there already. Because it's a shimmery colour, it's a little bit more difficult to blend it. It's difficult to blend it without losing the colour, which is a little bit irksome. I suppose I should have put down like a sort of a glitter glue or something to get them to stay. But sure, look, you live, you learn. Again, I've packed it on and now I'm just kind of swirling for all that I'm worth. And I'm hoping that you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. That looks okay. Not amazing, but okay. So I'm going to use my Sigma E30, there we go, yeah. Can't see if it can be seen, eye pencil right there, and I'm going into the shade Regal. Again, a fair amount of kick up in the pan. It is quite a softly pressed type of shadow. I'm just putting it underneath. So I'm dragging down the eye a little bit just so I'm making sure that it's dispersed pretty evenly. So again, just trying to pack in a bit more colour. It weirdly seems to mesh quite well, colour wise, although that's just my opinion. So that is what I have done so far. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup, eyelashes, etc. and I'll come back and show you it in a little bit, okay? So this is the finished look. I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see what it is that I did. Ah! So that's essentially what the eye look looks like, using those 5 shades randomly selected from my Sydney Grace palette. Wow! There we go. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Would you have done something a bit different with that if you were doing palette bingo with those colours? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I am still trying to get used to this video camera setup thing, so you know, bear with me while I'm trying to get used to this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!